Fine, I'll do it. But you sure they'll be interested in what I say? Of course, dude. It's the lore. They need someone to explain what happens in the Two Embers animation. Ugh, fine. But there's so much to say. I'll have to make 100 videos to explain everything. They don't even know why it's called the Two Embers. Wait, you know the hidden lore behind the title? Yup. Oh, and you're gonna explain it? So, you're a Sky player and you probably started watching the Sky animation called The Two Embers. The story of an orphan who just wants to help their new friend the manatee. In a world where darkness can take over the light, they will do their best to survive. It sounds cool and stuff, but actually, why is it called The Two Embers? How did that game company spoil everyone only with the title? Welcome on my second YouTube channel, and here comes the first episode of what's going on in The Two Embers. Before I talk too much, let's hear some words by the CEO of that game company, Genova Chen.
And that is a very important part of the early life for the character. We call this character the Dawn Ember. And we have a second character which is called the Dusk Ember. And the two of them form the Two Embers.
Ooh, interesting. The Dawn Ember and the Dusk Ember. And he says they're actual characters. Okay, before we get into why Dawn and why Dusk, let's figure out who he's talking about. From all the previous trailers for the Two Embers animation, we can guess who the two main characters are. This child with short hair and this child with long hair. As Genova Chen said, a boy and a girl. We now follow the journey of the girl in the Golden Wasteland, character we associate with the guide of the season of revival, by the way. Now comes the reason of why she's called the Dusk Ember. Did you notice how every realm can fit in a single day? When the sun rises in the Isle of Dawn, the birds fly during the day in the daylight prairie, clouds gather and rain falls in the hidden forest. After the rain, it starts being late and the sun begins to set in the Valley of Triumphs. Dusk settles in the Golden Wasteland, and finally, the night arrives in the Vault of Knowledge. And now you can understand, realms represent times of a day, dusk for the Golden Wasteland. The Dusk Ember means she comes from the Golden Wasteland. The Golden Wasteland where everything ended. And Dawn for the Isle of Dawn, where everything began. The Dusk Ember story takes place in the Golden Wasteland, about 25 years after the Dawn Ember story that we will get in the Isle of Dawn in the second part of the Two Embers. But now maybe you're confused or even angry at me. Some of you might say, yeah, we knew all that already, or but that's not the answer to the question you asked at the beginning of the video. Why is it called the Two Embers? Fine. To truly understand why they used the word ember, we need to understand two things. First, well, the definition of ember. A small piece of burning or glowing coal or wood in a dying fire. Oh, see the connection to light and fire? It clearly fits with the themes of Sky. Very interesting. And now we need to know one more thing. Something that game company explained a long time ago from an artist who doesn't work there anymore. Something that sadly might explain the true meaning behind the title of the animation, let's talk about the life cycle of a light creature. Light creatures are whales, fishes, jellyfishes, manatees, birds, but let's focus on a single creature. Let's take a manta. A manta who's simply living their life. A manta who likes exploring through realms, who's flying over the clouds, who likes playing with others. But this manta actually has a goal in life. They were created by a god, the god of the light creatures. And knowing they are made of light and that their god needs light to survive, the manta knows that they have to go back to their god. To give back their light, they have to go to the Hidden Mountain, to fly high, very high, to join their god. And die. But how do they die? What exactly happens? High in the sky, their body breaks down, and they release embers. Now we understand. We understand why we saw those two glowing orange shapes in the trailers. Two embers. We get why embers are so important. They represent life and death. We understand why that word was chosen, because of the real definition that talks about dying fire. But why our characters are called the Two Embers? Because in the world of sky, not only mantas, whales or birds are creatures of light, people too. They also are created by the god of lights. We realize now, from the very beginning, just how sad that title is. It could have been called The 1000 Embers, but instead, it focuses on just two, which makes that title so powerful. After all, we knew from the beginning, from the title, but also from the game itself. In the season of the Two Embers, we see living people, but in the rest of the game, they're all spirits now. That means all of them died, and before becoming spirits, they became embers. Let me repeat. We follow the story of two children. The first child who lived in the Isle of Dawn will grow and become king. Years later, the second child understood. In a world where people stopped worshipping the light, where darkness took too much place in the world, light is precious. Light is life. But the king forgot that, and it was too late. Too many mistakes, too much loss. In the end, everyone will die, and our two main characters will become